Just once, it's enough. Welcome back, everyone, on the Decod3rs channels. Tonight we have a special guest, from the D3fenders project, Burns. Should I call you Mr. Burns or Burns?
Burns is fine. Burns is totally fine.
Okay. Yeah. I like Mr. Burns. I like the reference.
I mean, Mr. Burns is good.
Burns is good. Welcome on the channel, man. I'm happy to have you here. Yeah,
and happy to be on, man.
Thank you so much for accepting the invitation. Because, like, what's interesting with D3fenders is like it's a technical project and stuff, and yeah, it's one of like it makes you standing apart. It's good.
It's different, you know. Like what we want to build something that is part of the ecosystem, and that that's something that touches everybody's lives. And you know, I think that there are a lot of DeFi products and protocols that people are really comfortable with, and they understand them, and they go and they use them and they swap, or whatever it is, or they they create LP pools, or whatever. And there isn't I mean, there's peer-to-peer swaps, there's so much stuff in the DeFi space. There is more and more. I mean, even like Decod3rs, for example, is a great example of moving into the social media presence, and going in that direction. There is was it Soul Mail, I think. There's Soul, I think it was called Soul Mail, where you can send emails via Web3.
Oh, yeah, and there's Solana chat too. That's coming up.
Yeah, and so there's all this stuff that's being built, and some of it mimics Web2 life and IRL life, and then there's other stuff that really lives in that Web3 environment. And D3fenders is definitely one of those components where people need security.
Yeah, no, 100%. And okay, so for the Decod3rs holders or watchers, viewers that don't know you, like, can you introduce like yourself in your Web3 journey, and what's D3fenders all about?
Yeah, so my Web3 journey began back in 2020. I had a surgery and was laid up in bed for a few weeks, and I spoke with a buddy of mine who I knew was, we were just kind of like shooting the shit, and he was talking about Doge, right? And he's a big Doge holder from way before Doge actually like went crazy, and yeah, basically. And I had almost set up a wallet back in 2014 with a colleague, but it was a little bit too foreign for me. And in 2020, like Robinhood wasn't a big deal. Coinbase was easy. Binance was easy. Everything was simple. And so when he started talking to me about this, I got interested and started learning, and just like dug in. I dug in really, really hard. And one thing led to another. I was in ETH. I was in BSC. I was all over the place, because people in Web3 were building things that they were building infrastructure that I could see some of these like financial rails eventually moving on to, and wholesale being able to utilize these applications. And it just was, it felt really early, and it felt unique, and I was excited about it. And so from there, I got into some NFTs on Ethereum, and eventually found Solana, joined the D3rs team, was with them for a little bit over a year. And during my time working with D3rs and working with a number of other communities, what I saw was this massive hole in the security sector that needed to be fixed. It needed to be filled in with something more than just saying, well, Web3, your assets are your responsibility, 100%, period. Like no questions asked. If you click on a drainer, it's your fault. Like, it's really unfortunate. I'm sorry, you just lost your whole life savings. You should have had better security protocols in place, which, like we saw Soul Big Brain get drained for $1 million. Mark Cuban got drained for $1 million. Like, these are big names in the industry that are using very similar security measures and preventative measures as everyone else. Like, right? Like, if these people are holding $1 million and able to get drained that easily, most likely it means that they're probably using a hot wallet, right? Like they probably clicked on a link. I mean, maybe it was a full seed phrase compromise, but also that means that their security measures are not high enough, right? Like the fortress isn't strong enough, and so over this time working with these organizations, I saw that like not only does something need to be built, but security needs to have a voice. It needs to have a presence in the Web3 space, and for me, I'm just kind of a go-getter, and I was like, you know what? I have experience in IT, I have experience in tech. I've worked with a number of communities, and I have the connections to like put together a team and start building this. And so cool. We hit the ground, and we started building in the very beginning of 2023, and it's it just has been a constant grind, and it's an uphill battle. It's hard. We built right through the bear, and here we are today. So like what we've created is a decentralized vault system. This is like the first core product, a decentralized vault system that stops wallet drains, and it's a relatively pretty novel concept where it's not just a freezing protocol.
Okay,
there's an emergency asset migration feature that so overall how it works. If you have questions, just slow me down.
Yeah, no, because like you're going in the right direction, because for me, what I understand from afar, right, was like to again, it's a freezing protocol, like features that if because okay, so I'm technical too, so like I code on my spare time. I was CTO for 10 years before, so like I do the codes and stuff, and I use Metaplex to freeze my asset for stacking. So then you have like non-custodial stacking. It's cool. Is Defenders like, how do you go beyond that to protect the asset? And is all my asset protected if I stake it and delegate the authority in a staking protocol? That's yeah.
So to answer that question, so if you delegate to another authority, you can't use it as of right now. There may be a point where we create an API that another staking authority could tap into and confirm that it's locked in the Defenders protocol, and allow that call to the API to be able to say, oh yeah, it's locked. And then if it unlocks, then it probably would end up having to unlock from the other staking authority.
Okay. That's cool. Okay, but you're playing with that kind of like features, right?
Yeah. So the way that it works basically is a smart contract based. At its core, it has that freezing authority, but then past that. So actually, the impetus for creating it was seeing so many people have their assets drained in the main portion of their wallet, but the staking authority that like would lock down assets. I'm sorry, everybody's telling me to slow down. I'm talking too fast. So the staking authority that locks down assets, right? It's great in a single instance drain. It's fantastic.
Okay.
Right? Like if you click on a drainer, everything that's not staked is gone. Past that, if you actually have a seed phrase compromise, the issue is that there's nothing you can do, right? The moment that you unstake, then a listener can drain your wallet. And so what we built was a smart contract that has the ability to have gas fed to it, and anything that's inside of this vault system, you send gas at the time you want to migrate out, and it's able to control migrating the assets before they're into like the main portion of the wallet.
Okay, so if there is no gas in that vault, then it's no. Oh, okay, smart.
Right. So that's cool. So basically, you've had your wallet fully drained, and you don't have to worry about it, right? Like, so you feed the smart contract instead. You fill the gas up there, and then you're able to migrate out.
I'm gonna do that with my wallet, like the ledger. Like I send my NFTs and I have 0 SOL in my wallet. So I say, okay, so if you want to drain it, you have to send SOL. So. But and also like, can that help hackers to scan wallet with 0 SOL, or like is that a protection to not have SOL in your wallet to be detected by people? Yeah, no, not really, right?
Probably. I mean, it probably is something that they look for. We were actually working on an investor deck, and so one of the things we're looking at is the amount of Solana that's in a wallet as like potential as part market acquisition. What is our target audience? And I would imagine that scammers probably do something along those lines too. Thinking about.
I love Web3 because it's cool. Like the fact that everything is open and you can build a product or like target your next victim with the same kind of features. It's a cool meta.
So it's yeah, and it's been exciting to build because it goes a step further than what has been kind of simply done before. And ultimately, like, the fundamental problem is, being able to maintain safety and in the face of really almost anything. And it's been a really cool road, especially as like the chief engineer and the designer of everything. It's been exciting to be able to see it come to fruition.
And have you seen a big attack to a wallet that have been defended by defenders?
We did, actually. Yeah, we did. A guy, two people clicked on a drainer last week or a week or two ago, and their assets were safe. And it was, fantastic. Cool. It really was a great use case. The other thing, actually, also is aside from the smart contract just locking the assets, the way to unlock and lock the assets is through 2FA.
Okay.
And so ultimately, like, it creates an additional friction point where you set up your 2FA. We suggest using Google Authenticator.
OT is not good?
I believe that you can use pretty much anything that you want. Okay. But the main thing that we're supporting is just Google Authenticator, because we all of our documentation is looking through the step-by-step procedures of using Google Auth. Okay. But the 2FA acts as that friction point where if you want to lock something, you have to validate it using your 2FA. And then if you want to unlock something, you have to validate it using your 2FA. Yeah.
Wallets can integrate that features, kind of, right? Would make sense.
They totally could.
They should.
Yeah, they totally could. And probably should, at some point. Yeah. It's our hope that eventually at some point there is a deeper integration with the network wallets.
I mean, if it's okay, like in terms of vocabulary, like, do you make a difference between protocol and programs?
Yeah, so the language protocol is actually probably not as accurate, but it does sound pretty cool. It's a DApp. Yeah, it is a DApp. It doesn't sound as cool as saying like the Defenders DApp. I mean, it's fine. It's fine. But the Defenders protocol sounds more like, when we were designing it, we were kind of like, we were working on the art and we were working on the naming for everything. And the art that gives you unlimited access to using the security protocol, it's a cyborg, right? So like, it's like Terminator. And so
yes,
the naming just kind of went with the art, and
that makes sense.
It is a DApp. It is not a full-on protocol.
I'm gonna share the website for people to see, because YouTube and streamings, we can do multiple stuff. That's cool. Okay, nice. And like you already mentioned, you have the wallet drain protection. That's what we mentioned. Empowering everyone, affordable Web3 security. So is that like a audit feature?
Yeah. So it's been audited by Sec3
nice.
Front back. That was incredibly important to us, knowing that people are trusting us with their assets, and it's important for us to to ensure safety and spend the money in order to have it checked out. I mean, so much of Web3 is just like building a plane in flight. And hope that it works.
Oh yeah, bro, Decod3rs is like a plane in the air, not even without even a fucking engine or like wings or whatever, but we're flying and we're not crashing. We're not crashing, but 100%.
Yo, but you are crushing though. Like the that
Thanks.
space that you started, the meme coin space, it's banging. I love that. Absolutely love it. It's great.
Yeah, no, it's definitely fun. It's a bit harder and out of my lane of like business questions related, because it's hard to ask business questions to a meme coin. That's just a ball. But yeah, other than that, it's good. Matt from Asset Dash scaling the game, and that's another like good utility project and stuff that doing differently. That it's nice. But yeah, thank you for the support. Are you gonna launch a meme coin?
Hell no. No, I posted, so during Solana's little pause that we've been on for the past like week and a half,
I mean, you can get drained. You can get drained if it's conjected.
Yeah, I think probably it's just about pushing the prio fees, right? Like, but yeah, I mean, like I posted an engagement farm tweet the other day about, I'm going to launch a meme coin, and people are like, yeah, let's do it. And the second tweet was actually Solana's not really working, so I'm going to continue on with my life.
Oh yeah, Anma, hell no, he's the ticker, friends.
Yeah, no thanks. Yeah, I mean, like Web3 is great. The nice thing about Defenders is meme coins are fantastic. Everything about like the whole ecosystem it's fun, it's interesting. It creates allegiances and it creates like culture. But what I want to build is something that's going to actually like change people's lives and save their investments and. Yeah,
that makes sense. Okay, so because you like you don't manage, like you secure assets, and security is all about cat and mouse games with like people and stuff. Like honestly, I will not want to be in your position, man. Like it's nope. you're courageous. But like, okay, so do you have a contingency plan if there is a big fucked up in the code that can happen, right? So then like quick fix it, and then it goes south, and then you get drained. Like, what would happen in that case?
So if the smart contract was broken,
yeah, like something is not going as it should go, and the whole vault got drained. Like, what's the plan B? How do you fix that? Have you already think about it?
So the reassuring thing is, two parts, right? The reassuring thing is that we don't have keys to anyone's vault.
Okay, smart.
Yeah, and we don't want to have keys to your vault.
No way.
That's why we're calling it's a decentralized vault system. Like we don't want to have keys. And the nice thing is, so people who are already security minded, this doesn't target them, partially because if you are already thinking about security, most likely what kind of security you use is a multi-signature wallet that you own all the signatures for, right? And so what we've built is something very similar to that, where you own the second key, and there is no third key. Like we don't have a third key, and so the smart contract obviously is immutable, but we don't have that key.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's the assurance, and that was, that's where we feel really confident is we've created the second key, but you own. Okay. And actually, so one of the things that we're going to build is something slightly more centralized, where we're going to have a 2FA reset, which is great. Right now, like if you were to, you have to treat your 2FA basically exactly like your seed phrase, right? You lose your 2FA and you lose the key, you lose that really like the entry key to your vault. Because you have to, in order to get in the vault, you have to have the 2FA, and then you also have to have the ability to sign the transaction to open and close things.
That's why Hoti is great, because you have backups.
Well, I mean, Google Auth has backups too.
Oh, okay. So everyone has.
They do.
Okay, job solved.
And that's a big part of it. Like they do have the ability, and it backs up automatically on the cloud. So. There's a couple different ways to back it up, but yeah, overall, like we're excited to build all of the things in order to make it so that things are the experience, the UX is not only decentralized in its nature, but also has some Web2 centralizations that make it so that it's a little bit easier to use. And part of that is like the 2FA reset, where we're going to build the ability to have a single 2FA that is able to control multiple wallets. So we'll have a multi-wallet account. I think that's going to add a lot of value. Like right now, you have one 2FA per wallet.
Per wallet. Okay.
The probably Q2 goal is to have the ability to have one 2FA, multiple wallets, and then we're going to build another bunch of bells and whistles that will be embedded into that.
Because every features that you push to prod have to be audited by third party. That's 6 months timeline for each features, bro.
Yeah. Every single time that we really change anything in the back end, that percentage gets pushed to our auditors, and then they need to re-audit it.
Okay. Did you raise money for that?
We minted in the very last week of the bear market, and people were complaining about a $65 mint.
Welcome to
and then so we raised a very, very small amount of money for the first NFT collection, and we're releasing another collection called Honey Badgers. It'll raise a little bit of funds, but really it would have been great to raise $2 million or $10 million or whatever it is through crazy hyped manipulated NFT launches.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, we were able to raise enough so that it's keeping the doors open and allowing us to build. And we're going to keep on. We'll do little raises and keep the doors open until adoption is larger and larger and our revenue stream gets bigger.
That's cool, because the audit cost.
Oh, that's crazy. Yep, they're expensive. They're super expensive. And we're lucky. Sec3 loves what we were doing.
Yes.
And so we've been working really close with them, and those guys are beasts. They audit some of the biggest names in Solana.
Oh yeah, I saw the handle in your Defenders account. I'm gonna drop it. D3fenders, bro. The D3, it's gonna be a brain host name in Web Solana for sure. So everyone in the chat, don't forget to follow Defenders, and I'm gonna drop the Sec3 devs. So if something goes wrong, that's their fault.
Tell Jack we say hi.
Hi. But no, man, honestly, it's impressive. It's cool. Okay, do I need a ledger if I use Defenders?
So you can drain yourself with a ledger.
Say that again.
You can drain yourself on a ledger. Okay. I mean, it's a matter of signing the transaction, right?
True. Okay.
Yeah, it's so funny. I'm always really careful with my ledger, but there are some times where, I'm sitting there and I signed through something and I'm not reading the LCD and I have to stop myself and go, okay, we need to stop. We need to be present, actually read, actually look what this transaction is saying, because that's where scammers get you, is that moment where you are not slow. You are not, not being intentional. And unfortunately, that's just where so many people slip up, is in those moments where they're going too fast.
100%. The only moment I got drained, it was at the beginning of this Web3 journey with NFT and stuff. I did not even know that you can disable your DMs on Discord, and I just jumped on Star Atlas and scammers DM. If you want to mint Star Atlas, it's this one. Blah blah. I was sleeping. I saw the notification on my Discord. I wake up. It was 1 minute ago. I said, "Oh, I have to mint that shit." I go to my computer. I connect my burner. So I use the burner, and I lost 0.01 soul. I said, "What the fuck? Never again." The
Well,
fuck?
the scary thing too is that so many people don't recognize that when you create multiple wallets on one seed phrase, if your seed phrase is compromised, it's
Yeah.
all of your wallets.
How do you get your seed phrase compromised? Like what? What?
So a lot of the times people will have click on malware, on their computer, and the malware is able to get in. So, I mean, or like unencrypted keeping of your seed phrase. Like somebody gets into a document on your computer and is able to. I would assume that probably that the malware that gets in would be searching for the word key, seed phrase. That's or something along those lines. That's what I would do if I was looking through somebody's computer.
You can go to the cache of the extension.
Probably that as well. Like there's.
I didn't do it. Not me. I don't do it. I don't do that.
But yeah, I mean, you have to be careful.
Yeah, 1Password.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's okay. Oh shit, I should have. Okay, whatever. 1Password is cool.
Listen, if anybody breaks into Vincent's computer, don't look for 1Password because it's not. He doesn't use that to save anything at all. It's a
don't look, bro. Like I saw on Twitter, like targeted attacks. That shit was crazy. It was like a mix of like phishing email plus social engineering plus like maybe I think if I don't remember the thread exactly, but maybe even someone inside the company like put like a key USB in the computer, like some shady shit, bro. Like people are cooking, man.
What is really scary is as we head into this next bull run, that's going to just keep ramping up.
Yeah.
And when grandma's buying Doge again, like she was back in 2020, 2021, on Robinhood, and, somebody is sending grandma, emails about your Robinhood account is compromised.
Yeah.
It's going to get worse and worse. And they're going to get better and better, and that's why it's so important to ramp up security and to just be aware, just be situationally aware of the fact that any email that comes in, most likely, like I've worked in IT for over 20 years, and one of the things I talk to my clients about, Apple doesn't care about you. They're not going to send you an email that like that your account is compromised and we need to reset things and help you out. We're like, we care. Let's get on the phone and talk. Apple doesn't.
That's a good way to say it.
They don't, because they don't care. Like and most likely, if there's a compromise, like chances are they're not going to send you an email anyway in the first place.
Yeah. By the way, we compromise. Don't use those service.
Yeah, seriously.
It doesn't make sense. But okay, do you think like people who are not my mother, my grandma, like they should stay on Coinbase and that's it? Is that not the best use case for them? Or should they not set up a wallet?
I think that overall there's a spectrum of users. People who are digging in are going to recognize that if it's not your keys, it's not your crypto, and they're going to do the research, and they're going to figure out how to take their assets off of a centralized exchange. This is hard for people. It's really hard for people. I think that realistically what needs to happen is a merge between Coinbase Wallet and Coinbase's app. Like that it's more embedded inside of the app, and that yes, you're using exchange and you've got the wallet side within the app, and then there is the exchange side, and they interact, and so it's more seamless. I hope that Coinbase gets to that point, because it would save people a lot of money.
It could be like a 2FA app, basically. Wallet is 2FA. Makes sense.
And as long as the assets are kept actually inside of your wallet, then suddenly that centralized exchange becomes so much more safe. And Coinbase would become much more safe. And would I feel okay with keeping my assets or my grandma's assets on a Coinbase wallet if grandma actually owned the keys, and those keys 100% were not like sharded to other places, like it would change the user experience a little tiny bit, I think.
Yeah.
Because you'd be setting up the seed phrase, but aside from that,
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And is Solana safer than ETH in terms of trainers?
So the reason that I moved to Solana was because of a scare of a drainer on ETH.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It cost me like $1,000 to move all my assets. And it was during like high gas times, during the last bull run, and I thought that I had interacted with something that was malicious, and I was like, holy crap, I got to move everything off of this wallet. And it was just like $80, $80, $80, $80, in order to move my stuff off of that wallet. And it really kind of like, it really knocked me down a little bit. Is ETH safer? I would assume that it may be slightly safer, just because there's more nodes on ETH, I'd imagine.
Oh yeah, okay, safer in terms of decentralization, but bro, if I interact with Blur and I want to sell some assets, I need to validate and sign off on the whole collection instead of the just fucking asset I want to sell. Yeah. Fuck that. Why can you drain to all of my assets if I just want to sell one?
Right.
Do I have to send the rest? Do I have to have like a seller wallet?
Right.
And all of what the fuck, man? And then every transaction will cost me like the monthly payment of my rent. Like, what the fuck, man? It's broken. But it's the future of finance.
It's weird. It's weird, and I think like the overall space is in such a period of transition right now. Where you see some of these L2s that have better gas fees, and they're still I mean, Base Network is a really good example, and I think that I don't know. I think I'm interested. I'm really interested to see what Base does this bull run, just because they I mean, it's Coinbase. But that being said, the infrastructure on Polygon, I started using Polygon in 2020. And
to buy your utes
2021, and it's completely different, over the past few years. Is it a great ecosystem? Yeah, like I think that Polygon's fantastic. Is Ace a good ecosystem? There's nothing really built there, but it's EVM. So I'm interested to see what happens over the next year. But definitely the transition from like full-on ETH is interesting move that's happening right now.
I saw like a couple of months ago, like it was a mint. So it was a collection on ETH, but they minted on Polygon. So people were like not paying the gas fee on Polygon, and then you can bridge or send.
And they're responsible for the gas moving it back over to ETH.
Exactly.
Yeah. We're doing so. Our honey badgers mint. We're minting on Polygon, and and we have two. We've got a micro collection that's on Solana. There's only 350, like highly curated honey badgers. They don't give a fuck. And so we've got our little Solana collection. Then we've got like the big brother on Polygon, and we're excited because like the infrastructure is nice. It uses the Phantom, or I use the Phantom wallet. It's everything that I'm comfortable with for the most part on Solana, minus operating on Solana. And the speeds on Poly it's not Solana, right? Like it's not that fast, but it's reasonable. It's not ordinals, and it's not ETH. Ordinals is funny, man. I actually really like it, but at the same time, it's so slow.
You got some runes?
Yeah, I got a runestone. Yeah,
nice.
I had a couple of runestones. I was really lucky about that.
Yeah, I think I sold mine a little bit too early.
It's still going up, man. It's like at 0.09, I think.
Yeah,
it was very, very close.
I sold it at 4, maybe 5. I don't know. Profit.
Yeah,
But yeah, like, and in terms of like development and tech stack and stuff, like, is that easier to build these protocols on Solana, or if
Say one more time. Is it easier
which protocol it's easier to build, like the Vault? Is that easier to build it for Solana, or if?
That actually, I don't know which one was easier or not. Our EVM side of the protocol is actually almost done.
Nice.
And the EVM, I think the development was faster. I do think it was faster. But that being said, the initial engineering on Solana took a while. And then from there, when the EVM side of the product was being engineered and built, they had a model to go by.
True.
Which was nice. So they knew exactly what they wanted to build. They just had to do it, different language.
That's cool.
Oh shoot, Hamid said 0.1. That's freaking awesome.
Soon. He said soon.
Oh, he said soon. Okay,
soon.
All right.
It's a wish. It's wishful thinking. Send the runes. But okay, what are they about? Like, is that meme coins for ordinals?
No? So the runes are like apparently an easier operation than BRC20.
Okay.
It's weird. Have you bought any BRC20s yet?
I'm selling everything that I get dropped. It's like, bro, you have to validate the transfer, you have to validate the listing, whatever, and then you have to wait 200 years. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then it's not the same address, like ordinals or whatever. And then I have Solana that's sending 65,000 TPS.
Yeah.
Solana's home. But you make generation wealth on ordinals, so there is that.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
And I think that's the most important thing, is that there's probably, I don't know, there's a ton of shitcoins that come out on Solana per day.
No way.
I would assume hundreds, if not thousands. I don't know, hundreds probably per day, right? Compared to the number that come out on ordinals, which is less. I think you probably have a better chance of minting a decent one, but at the same time, like, the ordinals community is kind of gated. It's a little bit gated. It's a little trickier to get into, but boy, oh boy, who doesn't wish they got an OMB?
Yeah, true. I still have I still have 3 BTC Decod. So yeah, that's cool. But
that's dope.
Yeah, I need to. Bro, we're founders. We don't have time. Bro, the cost of opportunities being a founders, it's huge.
Yeah. I gotta say, I built D3fenders primarily so that I could fuck around and find out and be okay while doing it, like, so now I can degen in safety, and
that makes sense.
I don't have to worry so much, which is nice.
That's a good meta. Okay. So you apply D3fenders everywhere, and then you can mint all of the shit around, and that's cool.
I like it. It's fun. I love getting that blast of excitement from a mint, or from watching a chart, whatever it is. And the worst thing in the world is watching things fade away. Especially if somebody's taking it for you or from you. And with D3fenders, I'm able to play in the playground, the degen playground.
And I mean, on if you have the time to see your asset to go, and you haven't paid the gas for it, let's go. That's what's up.
Yeah, that's nice. Here's $80 to send.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not right now. It's like, what is it, transaction on ETH right now is like probably 5 or somewhere. In that neighborhood. Something like that, maybe a little bit more. I don't know. I primarily, like, I'm between Polygon Solana and ordinals.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, like, my experience on like ETH was like to use the Flow protocol to get some APY on top of my Decod and Newt, and I was frustrated because I was trying to get the asset back and swap it back, and etc., etc. So I was like validating the transaction on my ledger, and it was not processing. Also, I went into like Flow Protocol, Discord, Backpack, Phantom, etc. I don't like if it's never working. What's going on? They were telling me, yeah, the fee is not calculated correctly, etc. And then I had a flash. I was not signing up the transaction on the right ledger.
That'll help. That definitely that makes it a lot easier.
Sometimes security is all about the person between the chair and the computer, right?
The one signing the transactions. Yeah. Yeah.
100%. So one more rule for security: have multiple ledgers. By the way, that's a good question. What kind of basic security people can take to protect their assets if they don't use Defenders, but Defenders is first one? What are the top 2 or 3?
So the first one is never be too excited about clicking buttons.
That's hard. That's hard.
It's really hard, but taking a breath, realizing that most of the time, if you see a link that seems weird, it's probably a bad link. And knowing that most of the time, people are not organizations that are spending a month, 2 months building up their community to have a mint. Most of the time, they're going to want to time that, right? They're not going to just go, oh, stealth mint, buy now. And, again, you have to really think about your surroundings. This is that situational awareness where if suddenly your favorite Discord is blasting links all over the place saying free mint, probably most likely it's not a free mint. And so that's the first thing, right?
Common sense.
Don't go too fast, right? One thing that I do, and I'm really meticulous with, is I keep really good track of bookmarks. So I have, bookmarks for all of the infrastructure level utilities. I have one folder for Solana, I have one folder for Ethereum, I've got a folder for Base, I have one for Bitcoin and one for Polygon. I have one for all of my business stuff. And I make sure that if I have done, I always go to an X account first. I check to make sure that it's the check mark based X account. And then I check the Discord. Being secure takes time. And I think that's a huge one, is just take your time. And so I go through and I make sure that the Discord and the X match up and the links go back and forth. I often will confirm with other people, is this the correct link? And then I'll add that to my bookmarks folder. And I do a lot of research and make sure that I am not going to screw up in order to give myself the best chance of not getting drained. Defenders is nice, but past that, just being an active participant in your Web3 journey and making sure that, these links, which are effectively these are the bridges between the utilities and that the utilities and also your money, making sure that those bridges are really, really clean and they're the right ones. So, those two are pretty important. And then, knowing nothing's for free.
Yeah.
And recognizing that, probably if it sounds too good to be true, most likely it is not true.
Yeah, but I have to mint fast because it will 10x. So I have to speed. I have the clicker.
Yeah, the DYOR part of Web3 is so important. My Solana, my Polygon, my Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever it is, it is hard earned, and it's mine. And so there's stuff that I degen into, right? I really seriously legitimate built Defenders because I like degenning stuff. I think it's fun. But that's my one bag, right?
Yeah.
Then I've got my investments, and I invest in organizations that that are building things that have a good roadmap. I listen to people. I listen to what's their affect like? Do they sound like they know their shit? Do they sound like they have time in the game? Do they sound like they're going to be here tomorrow or a week from now or a year from now? And those are the organizations that that I typically am okay with keeping my money in, because I just overall, like, I just don't want to lose it. I work my ass off here and I don't want to lose it. And so it really is kind of like a holistic approach for me. Like, security is not only about making sure that your assets are safe, is that you're keeping your assets safe in even like in your investment.
That's what I like also with like Web3 is like this extreme ownership of like the asset management, etc. If something bad happened, there is like, okay, it could be a rug with whatever, so you don't control that. But like, I mean, you minted it, you buy it, whatever, and then it's rugged. Kind of your fault. Like, it's the extreme ownership of like everything that happens to you in Web3. Take ownership of that, because it's probably your fault. Like, if you minted on your ledger or something like that, and then accepted everything, like, you're gonna make a good tweet, but that's not worth.
The last thing I would say is splitting up my assets. Like, I don't keep everything
segregated.
on one wallet. I split my assets up between multiple wallets, and each one of those wallets has a different seed phrase.
That makes sense.
I want to make sure that I have layered security protocols, and that I'm just mindful of how I layer those.
Makes sense.
Those securities.
100%. And okay, so I want to go back to the Defenders collection. I will show you to the people right now, because people want to see. Not this one. This one. Let's go. That's what's up. What's the utility for the holders? If I hold Defenders, can I use the protocol? Can I use the protocol without Defenders? How does that work?
So when we were really like building everything and working on how our ecosystem would work, one thing that was really important to us was this democratization of security. Like, we didn't want to have it be so that security was really expensive. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. And people aren't going to use it if it's not accessible. And so the cost to actually lock your assets is only $2.
Per asset?
It's your assets, yeah. So like, actually, like, if you were to lock up 15 or 20 NFTs, it's $2.
Okay.
The unlock is free. If you have a Defender, you have unlimited use of the vault for free. So there is a very, very small fee. It's like 10 cents or something like that for a maintenance fee, just to ensure that that we're able to keep the doors open. Pretty small, So that's the main function of the
That makes sense. What's your revenue?
Not a lot.
Not enough.
Not enough. Yeah. Currently, we have the majority of our users use the protocol. We've been on Mark Coulser. We've been on Digital Asset News. Like, we're just building, and we're okay with that. Like, I'm not going anywhere. I want to be here, and like I said, I like using the protocol myself. So, ideally, as time progresses, we keep on building out different aspects of the protocol. So, like, we're going to build a referral system. That referral system will tag the referee's wallet with all new users, and give that referee a percentage of the revenue from new users. So, So there's that. We're building out on the EVM side, and like multiple chains on the EVM side. So
I like referrals.
I mean, the referral system, I'm super bullish on the referral system.
That's massive, bro. That works great. Yeah. Okay. Question. Also, if I send it to the vault, for example, my Smith, right now they are staked, they are they are in my wallet, so it's fine. Can I lock them with Defenders while they are staked and getting me forged?
So it depends on the type of staking. So if
Okay.
it is a soft staking mechanism that's just confirming that your assets in your wallet,
Yeah.
the Defenders vault is self-custodial. So your assets don't leave your vault. They don't leave your wallet.
Cool.
Yeah. So like you can lock it. You can go to Magic Eden and try to sell it, and it'll say that the transactions failed.
Okay, that's mega.
Yeah, and so like for example, like Tombstone, we've got a bunch of holders who own Tombstone, and they love it because they're able to earn their, I think it's bone that Tombstone gets. They get their bones, and their assets are still locked. So
Okay.
yeah,
Bro, like the marketing is, you should collab. You can collab with everyone.
actually, the cool thing is that we have a whitelisting function that allows for new NFT collections to partner with us, and we allow them to get whitelisted into the system. So like we want to bring decoders in.
Yes.
Decoders could utilize locking decoders for free. They have to pay for everything else, but we could allow for decoders to be locked for free.
Okay.
And so we've got some fun marketing plans. It's just a matter of building it, and that one actually should be live either today or tomorrow, and then and we'll be able to onboard other collections. So we partnered with SMB, we partnered with OK3rs, we're partnered with the Guacamole avatars. Guacamole is actually, we're integrated into their system, so we're part of their tool set. If you go to guacamole.gg, you'll see that there is a link to Defenders protocol inside of their tools.
That's dope. Okay.
And Sharky too. So Sharkify is part of our partner list, and so we'll have a number of different collections that will give access to the protocol for their communities for free, which we think is really exciting, right? You know, like being able to say, hey, you guys don't have to pay to lock your assets. And, you know, like for OK3rs, Chadwick and I both worked for Bears for a year, and that's where we met. So, you know, it was important for us to give Bears the ability to lock their assets so that we don't see that community getting drained more. And it's nice for you know, a founder to do. The price to add a collection into our ecosystem is not high, and once again, like, we want to democratize security, and you know, ultimately, what, you know, our goal is to make Solana more secure. The more secure that we can make the system, the less effective all these drains are. And realistically, what we believe is, if we can continue to stomp out drains, there will be less, because they're not making so much money on people. That
makes sense. Okay, we should talk after the streams. Can if we drop it like before the referral, can I get referral back?
Oh shit, I never even thought about that. That's so funny. That's interesting. And we can wait too.
Yeah, 100% we wait.
Just stop this. Cut this whole video from the air. Everyone forget that what you just heard. Run.
But okay, no, that's big. Okay, bro, we're gonna push that.
The referral meta is badass, dude.
Yes.
Like, that's how, like, I mean, Trojan got freaking huge because of referrals. Like, I mean, it's such a big driver.
Makes sense. And I can buy Defenders, make them on the marketplace use, so people use to raffle Defenders. Okay, that's okay. No. It's like it's a community, not a community, but like a must-have. It's a painkiller. You are building a painkiller. I love that. That's cool. It's okay, banger. Bullish.
We got. This is just one product.
That's good.
We'll save the other product for the next time we hop on the air together.
You can come back. You're home now. You are like part of the guest. Yes. So you are part. You're home. This is your channel.
Yo. Well, we should meet up and grab an espresso in France. I'll be out there this summer.
I'm in Malta.
Oh, you're in Malta. Shit, I forgot about that.
You can come in Malta too.
Yeah, I'll come to Malta. I'll tell my wife. I'll be back later. You stay with the kids.
Have a coffee, yeah. Trust, yeah, GM trust. I saw you message before. Yeah, protect your assets. That's a yes. Yes, do that. Don't
Trust
get
is OG.
yes.
Okay, Bears.
Yeah,
He's a good
like,
dude.
it was one of my first guests on the channel. Like in the first 10, we had a nice conversation. Yeah, with his Bear Radio. That was good.
Yeah,
That was
Bear
nice.
Hug Radio.
Yeah, exactly. Honestly, we're gonna talk about that after too. But like, I don't understand IP project, and that's why I never clicked with like that the whole ecosystem.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of cool that for you to go from an IP to a utility project and build your own stuff. It's an interesting shift.
So I've always been a really big fan of organizations like Smiths and Famous Foxes, and actually, like, going back to the first crypto that I really was bullish on, which is VeChain. Like, I just like utility. I love the idea that you're building something that people use. You're not just building something that is Web3 for the sake of Web3, or like or building something that is Web2, and you like everybody uses it in Web2, but you say, all right, cool, buy my chocolate bars, on via Web3. It never works, right? Whereas, building something at the infrastructure level that's foundational for people, for like real people, it's Web3. But people actually use it. You look at all the crazy stuff that Foxes builds. There's a ton of stuff. And same thing with Guac. Like, Guac is the pancake swap of Solana. They're building all of these tools that are across the whole like Solana space, and they're putting them in one clean box, where like you've got token launch the protocols, like you can lock your liquidity there, you've got access to marketplaces, and it just is. I am bullish on builders, and I always have been. But the IP play is I think what drives people with the IP play is the dream. That dream narrative is so, it's what keeps people's hearts burning and their hopes burning with the IP play.
And the ROI is not the same, right? Like, again, from an IP play, you go from between 0 to 1,000 SOL because sky is the limit.
Yeah.
With a utility project, you are quickly calculating the ROI that you're gonna get from the utility. Yep. So then you go from 0 to 40 SOL, but you have less chance of rugs and like going to 0 because it's a utility project and the utility has a price tag. Yep. But yeah, IP, you can moon today, you can moon Monday and get to 0 by Wednesday because of a bad tweet or like bad release.
And you're dependent on a hype cycle, right? Yeah. And that's like, that's not a nice way to live. It really isn't. True. It's tough. It is a tough game to play. Living with this expectation that that we have to stay relevant. We have to. Everything that we say has to be relevant. Drains aren't probably going away anytime soon. Our goal is to make them go away, but chances are they're not. There's going to be, there's going to be new people coming to the ecosystem, and overall, like, our hope is that we're part of these sets of tools that when you onboard your friend, they say, all right, use this place for swaps. This is a great DEX. This is a place where you can stake and earn, and earn APY. And these guys, D3fenders is an organization that that you can help to, or that you can use to lock your assets.
And that's true, but like, if there's like no benefit from, for example, like Metaplex to integrate your features into the protocol that they use to mint NFTs, etc., and like, how do you protect yourself from like competition in a way of like those features being implemented in 6 months by Metaplex or any other protocol?
Yeah, I mean, so wallets could definitely do it.
Okay.
They could if they wanted to. I think that there's a level of ownership that up until now, although like the concept of vendors is completely novel. Like nobody's ever built it.
Yeah.
Nobody's like that. Why hasn't a wallet ever integrated or adopted or created that free protocol that's live within the wallet? And I think that ultimately it comes down to the fact that the meta of the wallet is that we provide the foundation, we provide the structure. You guys are responsible for the security. If the wallet suddenly is responsible for people using that security layer, then I think that it's more responsibility. It's a more streamlined adoption for people to just say, okay, this is a wallet.
Yeah.
Here's the wallet. The next step is for us like partnering with the wallet, and the wallet, Phantom's a great example, where they have their explore section, and you say, all right, cool. This is if I'm on the Polygon side, I'm going to go to QuickSwap, or if I'm on Solana, like here's Magic Eden, here's A, B, and C. This is Radium, this is Guac, blah blah blah, and like they send you to all of these different D apps that are validated and verified, and overall like work with them, and they're the trusted partnerships that Phantom has. For us, I think that overall, like that's the goal, is to be part of that.
Okay, makes sense.
Inside of that explore section.
Why don't you build your own wallet? The most secure wallet of Web3 cross-chain ever. Okay. My bad. That makes sense. But Backpack has a lock features, no?
They have a so Backpack has. I believe they were talking about doing a lock feature. Yes.
Okay.
Again, it goes back to the seed phrase compromise.
Yeah.
So you can lock, but what happens if your seed phrase is compromised? For us, like integrate our like you use our protocol, your seed phrase. We were talking about actually doing having a competition. We thought it invited too much questionable people. But you could, like with Defenders, I could give you my seed phrase, and as long as you don't have my 2FA, you can't do anything. You can't get to my vault. So that the relatively simple freezing protocol is great. Like it works for that single instance, but having something that is and maybe. There may be another application that utilizes something similar to what we do, where they use like a cell phone multi-sig kind of situation. I forget exactly. But
that's interesting.
but there's like when we're looking at our the overall market and the number of users that we want to acquire, there are a lot of users, and there are a lot of chains, and
a lot of wallets.
A lot of wallets, and people are tribal, and users are tribal, and so like we're not. It's not that we're not concerned with what other people are building. We built Defenders first, and nobody had thought of that idea, which we're pretty excited about. And somebody else could do it, but overall, like we're going to continue building, and we'll continue expanding. Like we've always had a multi-chain roadmap.
Yeah, bro, like you will never run out of security measure anytime soon anyway. So yeah,
and nobody really does much in security. Like there just really isn't very
100%.
much.
100%.
There's extensions, like there's some like there are extensions based warning systems.
You could have like a operating system completely dedicated for crypto, and then you have like a what's
like
the
Brave.
Yeah, honestly, Brave, it's cool. And when you mention like the tabs and the folders and stuff,
Yeah.
I have a profile for like Decod3rs crypto.
Yep, I do too. I do too. Your secure
created one
profile,
for
yep.
meme coins.
Yep.
Could I regret this one? But whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I'm sure that you could probably actually create a pretty badass Linux operating system that is like uber secure.
But the friction to make people change,
and they won't, and that's where like you'd be spewing money.
Yeah. A crypto operating system. I think a couple of projects try that, but like I'm never gonna change my Mac, bro. Like what the fuck?
No.
Yeah. But anyway, man, I think we are yeah, bro. See, we chit chat and then it's over. But bro, we should do you should come more often because security could be cool. And also we have like a dev show. You can like once a month. If you want, you could jump back. That would be definitely interesting to create more content about technical updates, security measure and stuff. That could be definitely interesting. I love that.
Yeah, we're talking about doing some larger like kind of community spaces actually.
Nice
as well. I think it probably is going to be past your bedtime.
I don't have bedtime.
No bedtime.
No.
Well, let's talk more because like I want to try to do a space in the evenings here on the EST like 9 p.m. EST. Hour 45 minutes. Like have people come up and talk about what they're doing. Kind of similar meta to what you guys are doing with
us. Yeah. 100%. Bro, let's talk. Let's talk because that's it. Yeah, it's not even utility. It's a must-have. People must lock their asset or they stop crying on Twitter. It's either both. Like it's either you stop crying on Twitter or you buy your defenders and you lock your asset.
It was nice, man. The guy who got drained last week was really he was definitely a believer and was pretty damn happy. He clicked on a link and he was like, "Yeah, my stuff is still there." So,
banker. That's cool. I love it, man. That's why I also do those podcasts because I do my research publicly, and I got that haha moment during the stream, so I'm happy now.
Yeah, it was awesome, man, and it's good to know that that not only the things work in the auditing process, but they work in the real world under stress tests. So
that's amazing. Yeah. But okay, so if everyone wants to follow you, get in touch with the D3fenders, everything is on Twitter, right?
Yep, everything is on Twitter.
Let's go. So I'm gonna share that again. Tag. Boom, everyone follow D3fenders and follow Mr. Burns and tag the correct Mr. Burns because there is a couple of
you got it.
A couple of Mr. Burns, not Mr. Burns.
Oh yeah, Mr. Burns ETH. Yeah.
That's my bad.
All good.
But all of the links are also in the description. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time, Burns. That was amazing.
Having you, man.
And if you want to do a live streams, you just DM me and we are like gonna do another one. That's good.
Let's do it.
Everyone, thank you so much. Like the video, subscribe, follow everyone. You know the 9 yards. And we will see you in the next stream. Bye, everyone. Peace. Where is the video? It's here. And that's a wrap. The live stream. We'll see you in the next one. But before that, make sure to subscribe, like, and share.